Nat 405 Physics, Newton's third law. The key areas we will cover today are pairs of forces and the definition of Newton's third law. Can you work out what each of the following images have in common? Try to think where the forces are being applied in each image. Pause now to give yourself enough time to think about each of these images. What you might have noticed in those pictures is that there were lots of pairs of forces, and that's exactly what Newton's third law is about. Newton's third law of motion is about pairs of forces. In each of the following images, can you name the action force and its corresponding reaction force? Here we have a picture. There is a force of a finger on a wall and also a force of the wall on the finger. Remember, you need to name which of these forces is the action force and which is the reaction force. Pause now to give yourself enough time. When the action force is the finger on the wall, the reaction force is the wall on the finger. Here we have a picture of a book on a desk. This time the action and reaction forces are labelled. You need to come up with a sentence to describe each of them. Pause now to give yourself enough time. When the action force is the book on the desk, the reaction force is the desk on the book. You might be noticing some sentence structure here. What we're doing is, to get the reaction force, we are swapping around the initial two words we used for the action force. So when the action force is the force from the book on the desk, the reaction force is the force from the desk back onto the book. Our next image shows a rocket. You need to describe the action and the reaction forces. When the action force is the rocket on the gases, the reaction force is the gases on the rocket. And the last one, here we have a tennis racket hitting a tennis ball. Again, pause now to give yourself enough time to think about the action force and the reaction force. When the action force is the racket on the ball, the reaction force is the ball on the racket. Newton's third law can be summarized as, for every action force, there is an equal and opposite reaction force. We can also say that if object A exerts a force on object B, then B exerts a force on object A, which is equal in size but in the opposite direction.